Staying with Kenya's fastest growing television, our guest tonight is the 2017 presidential candidate Japheth Kaluyu. He is the party leader of the Unified Change Party. He was an independent candidate in the 2017 polls. Before the break, Japheth Kaluyu, we talked of terms. You say the president has performed, judging Kenya Kwanza, as below average. The president is confident of a second term. He's quite bullish. We saw it in the news today, defending his government. You want to cut that aspirations short?
Yes, aspirations are aspirations. They are not numbers, and they are not desires and hopes and dreams of the Kenyan people. So the Kenyan people, they are clear what they want. They want, like I said, someone from outside the system. They want someone with no corruption file. They want someone who has the experience and qualifications. If I talk of qualification, I think the person with a business experience in terms of even my master's and bachelor's and master's, and I went to medical school 5.5 years. I have a PhD in research science. So and I've worked in Wall Street. I've been a university dean. I have been a professor. I've written, and I've been a TV and radio show host. When I fight for you too, because I'm asking for your vote too. But when I'm talking of the person, they create a character first. I'm not the kind of opposition to go and saying everything about Ruto is wrong. What is right about Ruto, it is right about Ruto.
Well, you would agree he's a political heavyweight.
He's a political heavyweight, and you can't go to Ruto with a lightweight one term. Ruto must go. That I can tell you confidently. They don't. My opponents, my fellow opposition, and one of the mistakes they made is that to say they ran about 5 people in the corner and told themselves we are the opposition, and then they ignored the rest of the people. The minute they ignored the rest of the opposition leaders, that is the time they made an insult to the rest of us that, oh, who are the opposition? So they are the opposition. I am the opposition. I believe I have a plan against them. They don't have a plan, and they face Ruto without a plan. I think it's time Kenya to rise up, and I think I'm the right time for the challenges of our time.
Japheth Kaluyu, you are faulting the administration, the regime of the day. You are faulting the united opposition.
There is no united opposition, but go ahead.
You don't believe they are united in the opposition?
There is no, they were together, they went around and started fighting, and then they were no longer together. I believe they need a steady hand on the wheel. And the person who has been consistent, and I came with a plan. Even today, I'm still asking, what is the plan for the opposition? They can say all they want. There is the new parties who are sponsored. I've never met Ruto. I have never spoken to Ruto, but I am confident. I am a consummation of what Kenyans need. Someone who is fresh ideas. And our party is a platform for the youth. They have endorsed me as the platform they will use. Look at the other parties, no matter who it is. They just talk of Gen Zs, but they have never been given opportunity to run for office, and they have never been given opportunity to speak. We are the party that has given diaspora the platform, has given the Gen Zs the opportunity, and we are also the ones who are addressing their issues, joblessness, taxation, and all that.
Japheth Kaluyu, you are a presidential candidate of 2017. You are not relatively new per se to Kenya's political scene.
Correct.
Last year saw a bloody Gen Z protest.
Correct.
Your silence was loud. Where was Japheth Kaluyu?
My silence...
At the time, there were national crises to the extent of a Gen Z-led protest.
Thank you for that question. Because this is squarely forced on me. I wasn't quiet. On January 13th, 2024, in Nairobi Cinema, I had seen enough, and I put together the Gen Zs, I put together the Kenyans, because our clarion call is we the people. And we addressed the idea of, we said that cost of living has been ignored. And we said we need to come together on the side of the people and against the people who are against the cost of living, or who are driving the cost of living high. So from January, I was singing that song, and Gen Zs came 25th. And they sang the same song. Now, this is where I go in conflict with the rest of the opposition leaders. Where were they? Did they have an opportunity before June 25th?
Well, they are not on this program to defend themselves. You are on this program. Where were you when
I
Gen Z
was there.
revolt
Yeah,
leading
I
the
was.
opposition?
I was there, and you go to my social media. I actually, whenever I traveled across the world, wherever I was, I demonstrated. It wasn't demonstrated in Kenya alone. It was demonstrated in UK, it was demonstrated in the United States, it was demonstrated everywhere. And wherever I was there with my placards. And you can go to my social media, you will see Dr. Jeff saying that no more killings, Masai and other people who died, they deserve recognition, and going forward, that is why I offer my party for Gen Zs as a platform. They run for governors. I'm already running for presidency, so that slot is taken. Then MCS, and I believe we go in as a team, as the most people, and I guarantee we will come back here again. You come to State House instead of me coming here instead. But I can guarantee we're going to win.
We wish you the very best of luck, but
Yeah.
you haven't quite answered my question. At the height of the Gen Z protest, we had seen political leaders of other political parties, the public,
Yes.
siding with the Gen Z,
Yes.
confronting the realities of the day.
I was in Kenya, and I was with Gen Zs. As a matter of fact, I was in Kitui. There is still a picture of mine in Facebook. And when other times they did not demonstrate one time, they demonstrated many times.
Okay.
And when I wasn't in Kenya, I was demonstrating elsewhere. This is not theory, this is practice. And I was in Kenya, I demonstrated with them. And there are pictures of me in Facebook. Me and Gen Z, it's one and the same time. I'm very passionate about these kids.
And does Japheth Kaluyu believe that Gen Zs will back him come next year, the 2027 polls?
I've just come from Bunge la Wananchi just now, and they could not even have enough of me. They are saying they want to join UCP, ni chama ya Gen Z, and in December, I'm sure they are planning to endorse me so that we can move forward. Watu wache mchezo, sarakasi na vitimbi mingi in terms of politics. We need to face the challenges for our times and directly give it to our generation. There has never been succession planning. So most of the politicians, when they retire, the whole thing just disappears. We want to mentor even Alpha, Gen Alpha, so that they can come and replace Gen Z. They come and replace us when we retire. The UCP will be the party of the future in the next 100 years. I have confidence. And diaspora, wherever you are, you need to support us. I want you to go to our website, which is UCP or UnifiedChangeParty.com. There is a donation button. You donate for us. I want this to be Wananchi driven. So you donate for us. And
Japheth,
we will be able to campaign properly.
Japheth Kaluyu, when you look at Kenya's former presidents,
Yes.
you would argue many of them grew through the system of Kenya's politics.
Yes.
They held be it a parliamentary seat,
Yes.
a ministerial position,
Yes.
and a presidency towards the end. You are aiming for the highest job in the country,
Yes.
directly,
Yes.
without going through any of the other
Yes.
ranks.
Yes.
Why the presidency?
Because there's a tunnel vision. I was the Small Business Administration loan officer in the Hall of Fame for Bank of America. When I was studying, I lent more money to small businesses, which is a hustler issue now, than anybody else. I'll create a system that the young people can create business through ideas and fund them through phases till they get their businesses. I was the scientific consultant for my pharmaceutical companies in New Jersey for businesses. I worked for a big organization like Wall Street, where we lent to countries where they presented their economic plans. We considered it, we threw that were bad, or we asked them to correct them. Not only am I business oriented, in Wall Street, you don't just walk in East Wall Street. They look for you.
And you believe that decorated CV is enough for the presidency?
That decorated, not only that, I have the experience on the ground. I started the other day in Kitui. I went to Kanyonyo, Kiringiti. I was in Embu. I was in Kutus, and I went to the top of the mountain in Kerugoya. From there, I was in Changamwe. We went to many other places in Mombasa. And the story is the same. Dr. Jeff, what is that we can do to assist you to be the president? Here I am. I'm asking for your vote. In fact, I'm asking even for Ruto's vote. I'm asking Raila to give me his vote. I want Kalonzo to vote for me. Because at some point, we have to say it's enough. And there are many other times they can come back. I know it looks like a joke, but it's not a joke. So it is time to get somebody new and get new ideas, fresh ideas, someone from outside the system, I'm ready for duty.
And in 2017, you had a 6-point agenda. You now have a 7-point plan.
Correct.
Of lowering the cost of living.
Correct.
Just for purposes of our audience, the 7 points, lowering the cost of living, growing the economy, creating jobs, cut taxes,
yes.
cut size of government,
yes.
end corruption, yes. diaspora participation,
yes.
universal healthcare.
Yes. So last time, as Mandela said, that if you are not consistent or you blow with the wind, you are not worth a leader. The challenges that we had were cost of living. That was number 1 for me. And they still go to number 6, which is like lowering, increasing the employment. I know how to do that. In creating jobs for the youth and creating a bank idea or ideas of, to put ideas in a bank. Mm-hmm. And then to go to cut the size of government. The government is too big. And then come down to diaspora as well. And I will be the end of corruption because I don't have a corruption file. I'm not part of cartel. And I'm looking forward to kind of present myself as a sacrifice to the Kenyans. I don't want to be rich through politics. And then the only item I added was healthcare. I was part of Obama healthcare system that was being created. I know how to create a healthcare system that works. Sure, some places works. I'm not the kind of position that is opposite everywhere. Some places in Shah works, and therefore I want to correct it, and we have a perfect healthcare system.
Japheth Kaluyu, when I looked at your 7-point plan,
yes.
What of interest was the end corruption agenda was in capital
yes.
letters.
Yes.
You say you will end corruption.
I will be the end of corruption.
Former President Uhuru Kenyatta is on record saying that the country loses a third of its budget
every day
to corruption.
Yes.
President William Ruto has quite been open of wanting to deal with corruption.
Yes.
How do you intend to deal with corruption if elected the president?
First of all, I think most of the corruption is never ended because of the political baggage. When you have people, when you have been part of the system, mm-hmm. people who have been in the politics around all the time, they have people who they owe political baggage. Once you become the president, those people, then they demand their demands. And that's just honest, obvious. But there will be, because of no political baggage, I'm from outside the system. I keep on talking from outside the system mm-hmm. because that cuts the political baggage. I can be able to cut corruption. I don't have a corruption file. I've never been accused of corruption. I'm not part of any cartels. Therefore, there is nobody who I will be effectively end of corruption because I'm not part of it. I've never been part of it.
And in your defense, you say you are not part of a cartel. Yes. Gifted, there's no public claim and accusation that you are part of.
Never.
But what surety are you giving to a Kenyan watching this program who wants to decide you as a presidential preference?
I want to assure them. In fact, the people who want to vote for me, just 1 second, the people who are always looking to be part of cartel or corruption, if you are thinking and imagining to take any public coffers, please start packing because a new sheriff will be in town. Now, those who want to look for a new alternative, I am your alternative because you can be sure when I speak, I will do it. And wherever I've been and I've spoken, and you can look for my record, whenever I've spoken, I've delivered it. I've spoken about Gen Zs, and I've given them a platform. This is their own platform. They can drive it, and you can see the people who accompany me are Gen Zs because they drive it every day. So I will return the honor in the office of the presidency. And if you end corruption, this country will be the gateway to Africa. And where we become the leader of Africa, Africa will be respected around the world. And I have worked in all the places where the experience is required: education, health, business, and my resume is.
Fair enough. Perhaps one last question.
Yes.
You are the party leader of the Unified Change Party.
Correct.
A relatively small party.
Yes.
New party.
It's not small, but it's
depending on what new and
4 years to say.
Kenya's elections are a costly affair.
Yeah.
How do you intend to finance your presidential?
So far, it has. So far, if we give the statistics, it has been financed by the people themselves. Diaspora is part of it because diaspora has been left behind. And definitely they work where there is the money. So we have been talking about it, and diaspora has been invited also to run for office because they have been told you must be in Kenya. When they leave work, they resign and bad things happen. So diaspora, Gen Zs, they want to be part of it. And the people, because our clarion call is with the people, we cover everybody. Hustlers, we cover people from Mount Kenya, from Coast. So we are the biggest umbrella so far, and we respect everyone, including hustlers, including everybody else. Those who are threatening, they will jail Ruto, they will do this. We will not be willing to do that because we will be too busy building a country. We have no time for petty revenges.
Japheth Kaluyu, in a number of your response, you have referenced where you have worked before.
Yes.
You have referenced of your experience at the global stage.
Correct.
Be it at the US or Europe or elsewhere.
Yes.
Critics of yours say you are a man out of touch with Kenya's day-to-day reality, to the extremes that you are an academic who has lived outside the country for long. How do you answer them?
First of all, I don't live outside. And I need people to kutembea sana because there's somewhere beyond Nairobi. Just because you work in another country or you travel around the world, I live in Kenya. I just work internationally. I am here all the time. My home is here, my cows, my chicken, and my other things are here, and you can come and visit me in my actual home. So I live in Kenya, and I want to be very clear with that, and then I work just beyond Nairobi. Quite frankly, I'm in Ushago in Mount Kenya more times than a person who is living in Nairobi. So I'm not out of touch with the people. I'm here with them every day. I know their hopes, dreams, aspiration, and thus, as a research scientist, that's what I'm addressing, the issues of Gen Z. I hear them. They died for the cause, and therefore we cannot let it go. And let me say, NADCO was a failure because they did not address the cost of living, and that's why Gen Z. So NADCO caused the Gen Z issue. So it needs to be correct. I will be the leader for that.
Japheth Kaluyu is the Unified Change Party leader, a 2017 presidential contender and a 2027 presidential hopeful. Thank you very much for making time for us tonight on TV47.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Appreciate it. Let's get to the world of